Welcome to another Splatoon 2 video on the channel. A new Famitsu interview with producer Nagame, director Amano, director and art director Inoue, director and lead programmer Sato, and sound director Mangishi has been produced. This interview covered a wide range of topics including lore and rollout of content. So what we'll be doing in this video is rounding up all of the details that we got within this Famitsu interview. So in Splatoon 2 they have been adding in one weapon a week, and the reason why they are doing that is because they didn't want multiple weapons coming out a week and one of those weapons overshadowing another one. But what is interesting is that they are now abandoning that thought process with the 3.0 update, because instead of having a weapon a week, we will be getting 4 weapons at the start of a month. So it is interesting how the devs have now changed their thought process from this interview. There are more new stages than returning stages just because they wanted to keep the element of surprise. Since they wanted to satisfy both new and returning players, they changed the order of stage additions. The matchmaking system for Splatoon 2 first gathers 8 players with similar rank points and then split them by weapons so that one team doesn't have like 2 chargers. I think they need to do a system where if one team has a charger, then the other team should have a charger as well, because the team with a charger is often at a disadvantage. They didn't intentionally gather people who had a winning or losing streak, but there is a theory that when a player had a winning streak, they will be grouped into tougher matches, and when they got into these matches they found that they lost multiple games in a row. In terms of the music behind Splatoon 2, I think seriously the music is so good. I absolutely love all of the music within Splatoon 2. Basically they prioritise making the music first before actually designing the band who would play that music. Then the design team would make the CD jacket like artwork. Due to this, the band members would often change, some getting added while some got removed. Off the Hook is the exception to this rule because they wanted a duo with one of them being a DJ, the other one being a rapper, and then they created the music afterwards. In Splatoon 1, street fashion was the trend, but in Splatoon 2 they tried adding in more uniqueness, such as Flo with ethnic clothing and Gelfonso with high fashion. All jellyfish in this world are born by splitting. That means Gelfonso was born by splitting from Gelonzo. The jellyfish are like a hive mind. For example, when they hold a wedding ceremony, it doesn't mean someone among them gets married, but they're just simply holding the ceremony. Gelonzo and Gelfonso have started gaining their own consciousness so they can speak. Flo used her working holiday to go on a trip before reaching Inkopolis Square. During the trip, she met the owner of Headspace. The owner liked her, so she got hired to work there. Krusty Sean finally has his own shop, but he opened it because he's someone who follows the current trends, and one of them happens to be people opening their own shops. However, he is indeed able to manage his shop well. The probability of each event occurring in Salmon Run is different, but they have no specific requirements, so they can be purely picked randomly. So it is possible to get Fog 3 times in a row. Just like real life salmons, the ones in the game have different appearances based on the environment they're raised in. If the environment is harsher, they would become larger salmon. Steelheads and Moors have big bodies, while scrappers and steel eels have high intelligence. Sato then clarifies that the parts that spray ink are machines for the scrappers and steel eels. Salmons basically wield kitchenware, but everybody else has a virtue in fighting to actually cook the salmons. Grill is the ultimate form of that. When salmons are fighting to the death, they can feel the same sense of unity. They would be one with the world if they were eaten by other creatures, and they also fight for the pride of their race. Arowana Mall and Walleye Warehouse have also returned to Splatoon 2 from Splatoon 1. Arowana Mall looks like it has more passages because there are changes in tenants and also renovation work, so the composition has changed. Walleye Warehouse has no changes at all because they wanted to keep at least one stage intact from the first game. I'm glad Walleye Warehouse hasn't changed just because it was my favourite map in Splatoon 1, so I'm glad that the stage is the same as in that game. All members in the band Ink Theory graduated from Music University, so they are well educated girls who also do aggressive things. The band members wearing neckties are respecting the High Tide era from the first game. That is all of the details that this Famitsu interview has given out. I'm looking forward to them actually talking about the Octo expansion and the lore behind that as well. And of course when they do that, then I will cover that on the channel. We did get some new lore details in there, but I think some of it is also details that they have gone through before as well. So yeah, we've got some really interesting details about the lore. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but that is it for this video and I will see you next time.